To be able to create transactions in the purchase module, we first need to create a list of vendors. In this video, I will show you how to create and register a vendor account. I will also show you how to add multiple vendors at the same time. Let's go over how to manually add a vendor to your system. First, to create a vendor, we need to create vendor category. Enter the category name in the name field, then select Save. Return to the Vendors menu and select New Vendor. At Vendor Detail tab, enter the vendor code. Next, enter the company name. Enter balance, and as if for vendor, you can skip these two fields. Enter the VAT number. Enter the phone. Enter the website. Choose vendor category for this vendor. Select a currency for the vendor. If not, this vendor will use the system default currency. Select the language for the vendor portal. If not, the portal of this vendor will use the system's default language. Next, enter the address, city, state, zip code, country, bank detail and payment terms in turn. The Custom Fields tab displays custom fields related to the vendor. Custom fields are created at the Setup to Custom Fields menu. Custom field is used in case the vendor creation form does not have some of the fields that we need. Next, fill in the vendor's billing address and shipping address. Or if the address is the same as in the Vendor Detail tab, use the option Same as Customer Information and copy billing address. Enter the information in the Return Policies section. It is used for the return feature. I will explain more in the video about purchase order return. When you're done, select Save or Save and create contact. At this screen, we create contacts for the vendor, so that they can log into the vendor portal. Enter the first name, last name and position of the contact. Enter the vendor's email address. They will use this email to log into the vendor portal. And enter other information like phone and direction. In case the contact form is missing the fields that we need, we can create custom fields belong to vendor_contacts at the custom field under the Setup menu. Enter the password. The contact will use this password to log into the vendor portal. Select primary contact to set the contact as the main contact of the vendor. And only the primary contact can view and edit company information such as profile, billing and shipping, return policies. After successful saving, the contact can receive a welcome email if we have enabled it in the purchase options setting. This email content is made available at the Email Templates menu of the system. Vendor's contact will log in according to the information sent in the email. If you have several vendors to add, you can use the Import Vendors function. To ensure successful import, correct format, full columns, you should download the template file by clicking Download a Sample button. Next, enter the data you need to import into the downloaded file and save it. Then select the file you just saved and press the Import button. Back to the Vendors menu. The vendors have been successfully imported into the system. Hover over the vendor and select Contact to update the primary contact for this vendor. Well, after the vendor has been imported, the vendor's contacts will also receive a welcome email. In this email, there is no password information, so we also need to update the password for the contact. Enter password information, select primary contact and click Save. Then you can email the contact about the password content. Do the same for the other vendor. Or users can also register themselves vendor portal. For them to do this, first go to the Purchase Options menu. Turn on the Allow Vendors to Register option. Go to Vendor Portal with Purchase Authentication_Vendor. Select Register. Enter the information in the registration form. Select I agree to the term and conditions. The terms and conditions are made available in the general settings of the purchase module. After successful registration, we cannot log into the vendor portal. We have to wait for the admin to approve the request. Admin access the vendors menu. Hover over the registered vendor and click Confirm Registration. Once the request is approved, the vendor contact receives a notification, and at this point, we can log into the vendor portal. Enter the registered email address and password, then select Login. This is the vendor portal interface.